Shop Plaza and Bellingham at Crooks Corner or 24/7 at deanbank.com.
Clouds increase today with a high near 79 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 60, slight chance of a shower. Sunday's weather, gradual clearing after a cloudy start with a high near 81 degrees. Monday, mostly sunny and 79. Tuesday, partly sunny and 76. Wednesday, sunshine and 64 for a high. Thursday, sunshine and 61. And on Friday, sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees. Currently outside our Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio here on Park Avenue in Woonsocket, it's 66 degrees.
WOON Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. I'm Kevin Callahan, and as always, we're joined by Pat Holland. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to be joined momentarily by Blackstone Valley Call-on-Times correspondent Brendan McGeer to go over some of the high school football. Pat, what a game we had last night on right here on WOON with Cumberland over Reading, 14-13.
It's the best game I've seen in quite some time for high school, for sure.
Yeah, incredible. It had everything. A very fast-moving first half without a lot of scoring, and then the big comeback, and then the gutsy decision to go for two. Yeah,
really, in two great teams. One coach has been there for 20-something years over at Reading, and Coach LaRoche, who's taken over the helm at Cumberland. So, yeah, it was just great.
Yep, yeah. 14-13. Yeah, Coach LaRoche in his home opener. Place was packed. Sold out. We had Marty Crowley on at halftime, and with a minute 20 to go in the game, they hit connect on the second touchdown again to Goodrich from Denizio to Goodrich, and 14-13, and Cumberland wins. All right, well, we got a huge show today. We're gonna do our local report and to start things off, and then Red Sox clinched last night. We want to hear from you about that, especially if you were there. Give us a call later on in the show. We want to hear about your 10th player award winner as well. We'll go over that as well going on. So, but first, let's go to the phone lines and let's go to Brendan McGeer. Brendan, are you there?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing great, Brendan. How about yourself?
Well, I want to begin because the Red Sox were at Apple TV last night. The rumor has it that the ratings on WON for Reading and Cumberland were through the roof last night.
That's right.
Brendan, it was possibly one of the most exciting games we've seen. It was incredible. And then the guts to go for a 2-point conversion down, trailing 13-12 with a minute 20 to go in the game. If they don't get it, they're staring at an onside kick. and they got two. And, Brendan, I don't know if you knew this. When they were going for two, the Reading coaches were on the field, running on the field, jumping up and down. They were about 5 to 10 yards onto the field. They would have got a technical in basketball for being on the coach's box because they were halfway to the free throw line. It was incredible, and they didn't get the timeout, and they threw a 2-point conversion to the right side of the end zone, away from the Reading field for two. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, Goodrich with a big game last night. I think he had missed his previous couple games there for Cumberland, so nice to see him kind of bounce back and be healthy first and foremost. But great win for Cumberland. I actually, in true Brendan McGeer fashion, I covered one game and I zigzagged down to Mendon Road, and I saw Coach LaRoche in his office, and he just had a look of exhaustion about him, and a lot of assistants were saying, like you guys were saying about the 2-point conversion, there wasn't any hesitation on that Cumberland sideline. As soon as they scored, the touchdown, they weren't thinking about tying there. They were thinking about winning it right there.
Yeah, and we speculated on the broadcast last night. Is that because, one, it's go for the win, why not? We're at home, or do you think it was more because Reading's in Massachusetts? It's a crossover game between the states, and Cumberland already got their point for playing a Division I opponent, sort of thing? Do you think it had anything to do with that, or they just wanted to go for the win?
I think they just wanted to go for the win, to be honest. And when you hear not a shred of hesitation, I don't think they're going through the math at that point. I think they're thinking, we have a great atmosphere, a great crowd. They didn't come to see overtime. They came to see a win in regulation.
Right.
So, and also too, it sounded like Reading made a pretty good bid there at the end. I think it got down inside the red zone, and Cumberland made a couple defensive sequences to seal it.
Yeah, they actually stalled right at the 26. at the end of the game, but they had about 3 plays from the 26 to the end zone. And one of the times I actually thought Redding caught it, but it's kind of dark down that end of the end zone, so it was tough to see. And then all of a sudden we did see the ball on the ground. The referees weren't necessarily calling it incomplete or a touchdown, so we were left to scramble for a few seconds whether the ball was caught or not. But obviously it fell incomplete.
Yeah, but great win for Cumberland, and it was I had just come from Dion track there where South Kingstown. Wow, they were impressive, at least offensively last night, winning 44-26 over previously undefeated Woonsocket. And get this, guys, 7 true possessions for South Kingstown. They had the ball at the end of the first half, basically kneeled it out. 6 touchdowns, 1 field goal.
Wow.
That's and nearly 400 yards of total rushing. So even they were it's a wing T team, and wing T teams, they come right at you. There's nothing really tricky about them. It's all about their offensive line play, getting a helmet on a helmet and creating holes. And that South Kingstown team, very impressive last night, at least from an offensive perspective. And there was a lot of time that when Socket defense was out there, and by the fourth quarter, they were just, and Brett Cordair said this afterwards, the head coach of Woonsocket, they were practically gassed at the end.
And now that was a game. I saw your tweet last night. That game was pretty close going into the fourth quarter, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a 4-point game, 30-26.
Yes.
But also too, they were also kind of like last week when Woonsocket played Mount Pleasant. There was a couple of ill-timed penalties. One occurred on 4th and 2 inside the 10-yard line, and it resulted in a 1st and goal there. And you can't give up those 3 plays, so to speak, against a very good team. And you get away with it against a Mount Pleasant, but not against a team like South Kingstown.
Right. Oh, yeah. And 44-26, a high-scoring game. How was Coach Cordair? Was he a little upset with the defense, maybe, or did you not get a chance to talk to him?
I think I did talk to him. I think he was, when you play, like we said, when you play a wing team, it's all about, your assignments. You have to, if you see the gap, you got to go do. You got to go. That's your focus. And I think maybe that was the big issue last night. Woonsocket defenders weren't hitting the gaps correctly, and to South Kingstown credit, I think they only had 1 holding penalty last night. That's pretty good for a team that predominantly runs the football. Yeah.
When there's the old cliche is you could almost call holding on every single play to only get hit with 1 penalty. That's pretty good. Your other games last night not so good. A couple of shutouts. West Warwick over Lincoln and Burrillville over Pilgrim. What can you tell us about those 2 games?
Well, Chase Davis, the Gavis, I should say, the Burrillville quarterback. 3 touchdowns. 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. Didn't look like Jack Belusi played again last night, and I don't think Burrillville maybe went into that game thinking they don't need him because they have a short week. They play next Thursday night against St. Rayfield. That's going to be a big game for them. They might as well, try to rest them up, buy them a little extra time there, see if that ankle can heal up. And Lincoln going down to West Warwick last night just seemed the Wizards' second straight week. They've defended their home turf with authority. Last week against Pawtucket and this week against Lincoln. And Lincoln, they've been on the road for 3 straight weeks. They finally get a home game next Friday. I'm sure they're looking forward to it, kind of like Cumberland was last night after being on the road for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Brendan, you and I, we've got that game next Friday night as Lincoln hosts the Pawtucket Co-op team, and just looking at the score of the Pawtucket Co-op team, they won pretty big last night. So Lincoln might have their hands full next Friday night at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it will definitely be a challenge, and I'll be on my way shortly to Exeter to see North Smithfield. They had a very impressive win on the road at Juanita Sanchez Co-op last Saturday night. Really made a concerted effort to run the football, which was great to see considering going into the year it was all about quarterback Ben Black and Corvo and their stable of receivers. So that was good to see some offensive balance there last week from the Northmen. We'll see if they can keep it up this week against Exeter.
Yeah, I wrote in our notes, Brendan. North Smithfield opens the season with 4 consecutive road games. They're 2-1. Like you mentioned, they play in at 11 o'clock this morning. Then, because Tiverton's forfeiting their season, North Smithfield no longer has to go to Tiverton. So technically, they win that game 1-0, and now all the rest of their games are at home this year for North Smithfield starting next week.
Crazy how it all flips out. And, right now, Narragansett, another Division IV contender, they whipped Juanita Sanchez last night. I believe it was like 33-0. Yet if this form holds here, we're talking about the Northmen and the Mariners. There's a Saturday afternoon game at 3 p.m. in a couple weeks, homecoming, that could, prove to be, decide the factor who's the number one seed in the Division IV going into the playoffs.
Yeah, you had mentioned that North Smithfield is going to be a good year for them. So, all right, Brendan, and we're going to be doing a poll today. We're going to completely switch topics on you because of the Red Sox clinching last night. Pat and I, with the Cheap Seats, we're bringing back the 10th Player Award winner. Nesson and Channel 38 aren't doing it anymore, so we're bringing it back. It's not really affiliated with anybody, obviously. So, in your opinion, on this Boston Red Sox team, who has performed above and beyond your expectations?
I got to go with the guy that Will Fleming says all the time, Romy, my homie. I'm going to go with Romy Gonzalez on this one. And, injured player, earlier in his career, and even this year he was a little bit dinged up. But I think, the way that he's answered the bell every single time, has been very, very impressive for the Red Sox. And that's what the 10 player is all about, like a player who kind of, flies under the radar a little bit. It's not about the Bregmans, the Chapmans, the Crochets of the world. It's a player who, went out and did his job to the best of his capabilities. And, it was kind of fitting that Romy Gonzalez chugged around third base last night with that winning run to clinch a wild card spot for the Red Sox.
I did laugh when everybody ran out to celebrate Rafaela. They all blew past Romy Gonzalez, who was left standing there all by himself for a second.
Yeah. So you guys will make your picks later in the show?
Yes, we will. Yep. Someone just texted me, Cedon Rafaela is their pick. And I got another text earlier as well on Lucas Giolito. So there's several candidates. Pat and I, we'll announce it later, but we've already made our picks, and we agree on our pick, and but we'll explain it a little bit later on the show. So hey, Brendan, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it. And once again, you and I are on the call next Friday night on WOON as the Pawtucket Co-op team, the combined Tolman Shea, takes on Lincoln at Lincoln High School.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of the show. Talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good one, Brendan.
Thanks, Brendan.
Brendan McGeer, Blackstone Valley Calls, and Times sports columnist and correspondent and friend of the show, calling in with his update. So, all right, lots going on. Let's get right into it. The 1-0 Brown Bears last week, 46-0 over Georgetown. They play at Harvard tonight at 6:00.
Bryant dropped a 2-overtime heartbreaker, 50-48 at Campbell. The 2-2 Bulldogs host the first of 3 in a row starting today versus Towson. Today at 1:00.
4-0 URI did everything they needed to do, but they dropped from 5 to 6 in the FCS standings after they defeat LIU last Saturday, 28-7. URI takes on Western Michigan tonight at 6:30 before they play Brown next Friday night at the Bank in Pawtucket at 7:00 for the Governor's Cup. They're the host team. URI player Justin Carcel was named CAA Defensive Player of the Week after 2 interceptions, a pass breakup, and he helped lead the team to the 28-7 win.
Up in Newton, the 1-2 BC Eagles return to action this afternoon at 3:30 when they host the Cal Bears coming into town.
Good old Cal Bears. We should have flipped that. Now I got the soccer stuff.
That's all right.
The New England Revolution currently playing out the string, lost 1-0 last Saturday to Philadelphia. They play Atlanta at home tonight at 7:30. And last night, RIFC traveled to El Paso in a back-and-forth contest. RIFC comes out with a valuable point with the 2-2 draw. RIFC remains in 8th in the final playoff spot, 2 points ahead of Indy 11, 1 point behind Detroit for 7th place, and 3 points behind Pittsburgh for 6th place. Up next, RIFC will return to the Bank for its second-to-last home game of the 2025 regular season when it hosts the Las Vegas Lights for a nationally televised matchup on ESPN2 Sunday, October 5th at 7:00.
And finally, up in Worcester, the Woo Sox concluded their season last weekend with a 4-3 win on Saturday and a thrilling 9-8 win on Sunday.
All right, and So when we come back, the Red Sox, they are in. What a finish to the game last night. Did you watch it? Could you watch it? It was on Apple TV. We want to hear from you at 401-766-1240. Were you at the game? Give us a call. We saw some videos online. Fenway was rocking old school last night. Ceddanne Rafaela doing it again. He did earlier this year when he hit a home run that just landed over on the corner of Park and Kennedy back in July, and that ball was close to being caught. As high off the center field fence as you can get and almost be caught, but wow. What a great come from behind win. A lot of Red Sox and a lot of baseball, and what a great final weekend of the season coming up. So join us here in the cheap seats when we come back here on WOON 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and WoodSocketRadio.com.
The latest Buick and GMC models are available at Tasker Buick GMC in Woonsocket. Buick Encore, Envision, Enclave, and Envista are on the lot waiting for you to take one for a test drive. New GMC crossovers, SUVs, as well as trucks and vans are also available. Thinking of a pre-owned vehicle? Tasker Buick GMC has more than 900 in stock, many under $15,000. Visit online, TaskerBuickGMC.com, or stop into 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Tasker Buick GMC, you will be satisfied. And remember, there are no tariffs on the vehicles in stock at Tasker Buick GMC. You can refresh your home without breaking the bank with new furniture from Colette's Furniture. From cozy sofas and stylish dining sets to mattresses and home office sets, Colette's Furniture has what you're looking for. And right now, enjoy special financing and unbeatable prices on the brands you love. Stop by their showroom on Wood Avenue and see why Colette's Furniture is Woonsocket's trusted name in home furnishings. See their inventory online at ColettesFurniture.com or on Facebook. Transforming your house into a home is what they do at Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Kitchen trends for 2025 include big color, open shelving, mixed materials, hardware reimagined, keeping it green, and room to gather. Kevin and his crew at Cumberland Kitchen can show you the latest trends and possibly something you have not thought of. Visit CumberlandKitchen.com or stop into the showroom in the McDonald's Plaza on Mendon Road, Cumberland, just off Route 295. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Woonsocket Door Sales carries an excellent variety of doors to complement your residence or business, including the LiftMaster security doors that provide you with extra protection against theft. These doors feature a special security ID code to further safeguard your home, business, or valuables in your garage. Remember, an attractive door complements the appearance of your home or business. Woonsocket Door Sales for installation, parts, and repairs. Woonsocket Door Sales, 1 Biltmore Avenue, Cumberland. Call them 767-3448. The perfect place to relax, unwind, and enjoy a great meal is Kay's Restaurant, a local favorite since 1968. From Kay's famous steak sandwiches to mouth-watering seafood, hearty burgers, and fresh daily specials, there's something for everyone. Enjoy the friendly service, cozy atmosphere, and a tradition of excellence that keeps guests coming back. So whether it's lunch, dinner, or drinks with friends, make it Kay's Restaurant, 1013 Cass Avenue in Woonsocket. Kay's Restaurant, where friends meet and memories are made.
The world-class distributor of all things electrical is Electrical Wholesalers. They are a full-service electrical distributor with branches throughout Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. Locally, they're at 113 Clinton Street next to KFC here in Woonsocket, with other locations in Cranston and Franklin, Massachusetts. Electrical Wholesalers provides the highest quality service to electrical contractors as well as residential, commercial, and industrial customers. Electrical Wholesalers is open Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Visit ew-ne.com. Electrical Wholesalers.
You hear it all on ON Radio.
And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. Red Sox clinched last night in walk-off exciting fashion. Pat and I, we're bringing back our 10th Player Award winner. Who do you think performed above, beyond expectations this year? Call us. Text us if you have our number. Email us. Pat, what's the email address where they could email
You can
us?
email it's Patrick at cheapseatsri.com. We'll get that right here.
Yep, we want to tally. We want to announce it at the end of the show. But we call in with your vote, 401-766-1240. And speaking of calling in, let's go to the phone lines right now. And hello, Moose.
Good morning, gentlemen, Kevin and Pat. I got a couple of glasses over here with your names on it, and a bottle of Dom Perignon right on the side of it.
There you go.
So it's a good night.
Save them for you guys. Save them for you.
All
What
right.
a game! Holy smokes!
Wow. Yeah, it's down 3-0 to come back. Pat and I, we were calling the football game last night, and we knew it was 0-0. Then we heard it was 3-1. They were losing, and then next thing I know, it's 3-3. And
I only seen the highlights because Apple TV had the exclusive rights to the game.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I couldn't believe it. Nesson couldn't get this game on the air.
I'm sure Nesson wanted it.
Oh boy! Here the first time in 4 years they get a shot for the playoffs. It's an electrifying crowd. It's at Fenway, and you can't watch it.
I know.
It was
It was very disappointing.
But I caught the
for people.
highlights.
Yeah, but exciting game.
Wow! From the first inning on.
Well, we mentioned it last week. It's
loaded.
playoff baseball, right? Already.
That catch by Duran in the first inning with the bases jammed and to swat that inning, and the Tigers had the bases loaded, nobody out.
Right.
They got out of it. But what an exciting game, and it's a good day. It's a good day. That's all I know. It's a good day. So we're in.
One of the things I was encouraged about was 6 different relievers getting it done. And Slayton looked good. I think he struck out the side. Whitlock looked good. He didn't strike out the side?
No.
Oh, no. Who struck out the side?
Whitlock.
Oh, Whitlock struck. Oh, all right. Well, but Slayton looked good.
Sure.
Whitlock looked good as he has all year. Obviously, Chapman, looked good, especially at the end. I know he gave up a leadoff double, but he strikes out the last 2. But
so who's the 10th player? I hadn't thought about it until I just put you guys on a couple of minutes ago.
Yep.
I don't know. Look, you could say Chapman, but let's pick a player that was there for the duration. And I got to pick this guy. I got to pick him. And we both were very harsh on him at the beginning of the year and what he's done throughout the years, which is practically nothing because he was hurt. How about Trevor Story?
Trevor Story. Okay, you're getting the first vote there.
I mean, he kind of held that team together, when with his clutch hitting and everything. And I don't care if he made 17, 18 errors at short. He was good shortstop.
No.
Yeah.
He melded that infield together. He played a big key
Yep.
in this whole thing. And as I said, longevity and duration. He showed all of that metal. I don't even think he missed a game.
If he did, it was just for regular, just give the guy a day off sort of thing. I think he played 150.
If he finishes the season, he'll be at 158.
Yeah,
so.
158. So he will have missed 4 games if he plays the last 2.
There you go.
That's not missing a game. So I agree, and I would like to see Trevor Story in MLB win Comeback Player of the Year because of all the injuries that he's gone through the years.
I don't go that much with the accolades, but his numbers are there too. His numbers are there. I mean, he didn't get 300, but look at his
265.
RBI.
What's this?
Look at his
Story.
stolen bases,
right.
which he broke a record.
Yes.
All of these things combined, and he gets my vote.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad
Honorable
thing.
mention, Romy. You guys mentioned Romy Gonzalez. Honorable mention. Bregman had he not gotten hurt
Yep.
at the beginning. I still think he's hurt,
I think he's hurt too, as well.
I still think he's hurt. And I mean, talk about everyday players. Of course, Chapman was unstoppable in the bullpen. But what about Crochet?
Yeah,
What about him?
When I Pat and I were talking, off the air too, and when you go with the definition of how it's been defined in the past, who's going above and beyond what my expectations are. Now, yes, Crochet has gone beyond my expectations.
Right.
However, I expected him to be a dominant ace when they got him, and that's what he's been, as a dominant ace. So that's why, and I almost went with Chapman because I think he's performed above and beyond what I expected. However,
absolutely.
he's still throwing 100, but I ended up going, I'll announce a little bit later, but I ended up going with an everyday player. But
I agree. I concur.
Yeah.
So here we are. Well, it looks like we're not going to be. We're going to be the second wild card. I don't think we can move unless we lose the last two games and somehow we fall to the third wild card. So it looks like we're playing. You know what? I don't want to play the Yankees
in New York or in Toronto.
Yeah,
that's right. That's how it's going to be. I still don't like that format.
No, I know the format's crazy, but it
is what it is.
But you got Toronto reeling Sox off 5-8 against Toronto this year, but they're not playing the same type of ball that they were playing earlier in the year.
Correct.
And the Sox are 9-4 against the Yankees, but I feel like the Yankees have been playing better ball lately. So
9-1 in the last.
Yeah,
10,
exactly. So I'm not sure, but who I want the Sox to face in that situation? Maybe the Blue
I wonder
Jays.
how they're going to play today. Are they going to just sit and relax and enjoy, so to speak, rest their regulars?
Yeah, I think you're going to have the Worcester Red
really
Sox
can't
out
go
there.
nowhere. They can't go up. They
Right.
can't go up. They can't win the division. No way.
Exactly.
They can't win the division, and they can't be first wild card.
Right. Yep, they were eliminated from the division last night.
Right.
When they both won, actually.
Either Toronto or New York's going to be the first wild card and win the division.
Right.
One of the two, both of them.
Yep. So it's a great weekend. There's a lot to still watch for with the Yankees and Blue Jays. You got Cleveland and Detroit are still fighting for things over in the National League. You've got the Mets and Cincinnati are playing for something. It's coming down to tomorrow. It's great. It's great for the game. At first I was against all these teams making the playoffs, but you still got more teams that don't make the playoffs than make the playoffs. So I think it's good. You got 12 teams that get in. It's a good number. I hope they don't expand it anymore. This is fine. The races have been exciting. To see all those teams kind of collapse in the beginning of September, especially Detroit.
Especially the Mets. I don't call them the Mets.
Oh, yes. Always good to see a New York team flounder.
Yeah. If Detroit somehow ends up falling out of the playoffs completely, that's a catastrophe for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they possibly could. The magic number for Detroit and Cleveland actually to eliminate Houston is 1.
Yeah.
They both own the tiebreaker over Houston. So Houston has to win their last 2. And Detroit or Cleveland has to lose their last. Whoever wins today has to win tomorrow.
Houston has not been eliminated yet.
Not yet. They're about. It's very tough for them to get in, but Detroit still has a chance to completely play themselves out of the playoff picture entirely, like Pat just mentioned, and that would be epic. I mean, 50 and a half games up.
Wow.
First place.
All right, guys, listen, it's a great day for the Sox. It's about time, so to speak.
Yes.
All the things I said about Cora still remain.
Well, let's see how he does. Maybe less analytics in the playoffs. And
next week we'll talk about the new rule that they're adapting next year with the robot.
Yep.
Well, I don't like it at all.
And next week I'll tell you why you're wrong. So it's okay. Only because I witnessed it. So all right, Moose, have a great weekend.
You as well, guys. Bye-bye.
Right, bye. The Mighty Moose joining us. The rule he is mentioning is basically the robot umps will be you'll be able to challenge balls and strikes, pitcher, catcher, and batter. But we'll get more into that later. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue with the Red Sox and baseball playoffs as well. And we want to hear from you. Were you at the game last night? Give us a call, 401-766-1240. Who's your bet for comeback player? No, not comeback. 10th player award winner.
Yeah.
Who has performed above and beyond your expectations for this year's Red Sox team? We've got 5 nominees so far.
Moose named half the team. So
that's
his
true.
initial take.
We'll stick with Trevor's story. Yeah. So if you have our personal cell phones, give us a text. Let us know. Give us a call. 401-766-1240. Pat, what's the email address that they can email us at?
Patrick at cheapseatsri.com.
Hey, so let us know that way. We'll be back in the cheap seats right after this on WOON 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and WoonSocketRadio.com.
Quality, compassion, community is Landmark Medical Center. But why choose Landmark? Here's why. You get the care you need without traveling far from home. Also, you'll receive heart care, wound healing, and preventative care and services. Plus, you get emergency care 24 hours a day, every day at Landmark Medical Center. Your community hospital is Landmark Medical Center, 115 Cass Avenue, Woonsocket. Visit landmarkmedical.org for more information.
When you visit State Line Services website, you'll see a wealth of information about them and the 20 kinds of specialties they offer, including cooling system maintenance, emission testing, exhaust systems, and computerized engine analysis. Because today's vehicles are a complicated piece of equipment with a network of sensors that monitor your vehicle's performance. In other words, you need an expert. State Line Service and Tire Center, 1209 Social Street, Woonsocket, at the State Line. 765-0146. New customers are welcome.
Automobile construction and design continues to change, so it's important that auto body shops remain current and certified in aluminum repair and able to reproduce the entire color spectrum. Michaud's Auto Body is a certified Class A auto shop staying current with the new technology. The use of aluminum in construction has made vehicles lighter, and many of the new metallic paints require the tri-coat process. 3 layers to get the perfect match. Michaud's Auto Body, a second-generation family business. 430 Privilege Street, Woonsocket. 769-1983.
Are you craving a slice of perfection? We're talking pizza here. Head to Ollie's Pizzeria, 204 South Main Street in Woonsocket. From melty mozzarella to bold homemade sauces, Ollie's Pizzeria serves up the freshest pizza pies in town. Dine in, carry out, or order online by visiting olliespizzeria.com. They've got your flavor fix covered. Sam and Tina invite you to Ollie's Pizzeria, 204 South Main Street, Woonsocket. Taste what everyone's talking about. Are you looking to beautify your property this autumn? Look to A.J. Moran for stonework patios, steps, walkways, plus retaining walls. Are you looking to beautify your home this autumn? A.J. Moran can put veneer stone right on your house to have beautiful looking stone. And if that's not what you want, A.J. Moran can rebuild indoor fireplaces with veneer stone. It's real natural stone. Check out what they can do online, ajmoraninc.com. A.J. Moran.
When disaster strikes, trust the experts at Service Master by Gilmore. From water and fire restoration to mold remediation and emergency cleanup, we've been restoring peace of mind for over 40 years, now proudly serving all areas, including our newest service location in Rhode Island. No job is too big or too small. Day or night, we're here for you. Call Service Master by Gilmore at 1-800-783-0552 or visit us at the web at www.svmgilmore.com. Restoration done right every time.
On OWN Radio.
And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. We are doing an informal poll on the 10th Player Award winner for this year's Red Sox team. Who do you think has performed above and beyond expectations this year? Call us, text us, email us. We'll get a little tally going. We'll announce at the end of the show. We got a new vote for Lucas Giolito. Just came in, so we got some votes for Giolito, Romy Gonzalez, Cedon Rafaela, Trevor Story. Pat and I actually agree on who we picked. We'll save that maybe for just a little bit later. So Pat, this year, as the course of the Red Sox season has gone on, I've issued apologies to Trevor Story, Aroldis Chapman, and I have to do one more. I have to apologize, and to be fair, I was the last holdout before I completely gave up on him. And when I gave up on him, he took off. I'd like to formally apologize to Masataka Yoshida. That's now my third apology. He's got his average up to 273. I think he raised his average 30 points in the last week. He pretty much single-handedly helped the Sox, won the Red Sox 4-2 road trip. He had 3 more hits last night.
Right.
Guy
coming
is-
around.
He's coming around. So my apologies to Masataka Yoshida if you listen. Hasn't done enough to get 10th player award in the last 2 weeks, but
No.
it's all he does is hit now, and it took him 6.5 months to get going. But it's incredible what he's been doing lately for the Sox.
Yeah, I mean, the injury they had last season and the surgery he had, I guess, they say it takes a while for to get that swing back, and
They were right.
maybe it's coming around now. I don't know, but yeah, I had given up on him weeks ago.
No, and I know I said if you're looking for a ground out to second base, there's no one better than Yoshida's rollover ground out to second base. But so Red Sox, clinch the playoff spot. You agree with Moose? There's really no movement for them in the wild card where they're at.
Yeah,
they'll be going on the road for 3, or maybe just 2.
Yeah, I think best case scenario is they go to Toronto,
I think so.
and then.
Yeah, then it would be
They'd
best
go
of
to
5 against the Yankees.
Whoever wins that would go to Seattle.
You sure? Okay, I thought I heard. You know what? So much has changed, even in the last couple of days. There's an interesting going on with Seattle right now. If you happen to look, they're playing the Dodgers right now. Seattle.
Yes.
They're both 90 and 69. What could be a World Series preview?
Right.
And the Mariners are playing the Dodgers the last weekend of the season. Really not. They're both in, but they both have identical 90 and 69 records.
Well, as of that was yesterday.
So that wasn't updated. This one, who won last night?
Dodgers won 3-2 last night, so it's 91, 69, 90, and 70. But
all right,
same thing.
But they did have identical.
They did.
At one point,
you are correct.
So all right,
it was a late game too. So when you were probably looking at this, putting your notes together.
They
were 90 and 69.
Yeah, exactly. So a couple of different Red Sox awards. The reason why I didn't vote for Crochet, I got Crochet as the MVP of the team this year. I've got I mentioned Trevor Story winning MLB's comeback player of the year, but I don't think I said it to Moose. But Trevor Story, he's actually doing what I had hoped he would have done when they signed him years ago. But because of injuries, he's finally producing at the level that I thought he was going to when they signed him. And that's why he's above and beyond expectations in the sense that he's healthy and he's played the whole year. But to me, he's performing how he should have been performing. With the exception of the stolen bases. That was incredible. He was 31 for 31 on stolen bases.
I didn't expect that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew he had the capability of stealing, but I didn't.
Yeah, I was thinking 2020, 20 home run, 20 stolen base. He was. I know he finally got thrown out, and I don't know if anything's happened since then. But so he was 31 for 32 on the stolen bases, but he did set a record with the 31 in a row.
Now,
yes.
Where do you have Crochet sitting in the Cy Young race?
Right now, I think I got him winning. He leads the league in innings. He leads the league in strikeouts. I'm not 100% sure in the win. I know he's got 18 wins. I'm not sure if somebody has more than him.
I think it ends up coming down between him and Skubal, but Skubal's 13 and 6. He's slid off towards the tail end. I think Skubal got him in ERA and WHIP, but other than that.
When you look when it boils down to if in the what have you done for me lately category, you got Crochet versus Skubal, and what have you done for me lately? And Crochet just threw 8 shutout innings,
exactly,
in a must-win game against Toronto on the road in the playoff hunt, and Skubal got hit around last series as Detroit is plummeting after a 50.5 game lead to there is a scenario where they don't make the playoffs at all. It's still gonna be hard.
He got Crochet has 18 wins. Fried has 19. He leads the MLB.
Yep.
Skubal's second in ERA behind Skeens overall, and then
I think
obviously
Skeens gets in the National League.
Crochet has, obviously more strikeouts and 22 quality starts for Crochet.
Yeah.
Skubal 21. So
that's pretty close, obviously.
But I think, like you said,
I think
down,
that's a
down the stretch.
Yeah.
And what have you done? It's
And Crochet, don't get me wrong, up until the last start, he had been struggling a bit with giving up the home runs, the long ball. Fortunately for him, they were solo shots.
right.
He had the game with four hits, 3 runs, 300, and I think they were all solo home runs that he gave up that game. So his stat line always looked, not horrible. And technically, 6 innings, 3 runs is a quality start, even though that equates to a 4.5 ERA, which I never understood why that was quality, because I don't think a 4.5 ERA is quality. But that goes back to when we were a kid, and they were calling that a quality start. I never understood, didn't always understand that as well. Yeah, I think you're gonna go Crochet and Skeens in the National League. I think he won it in April and has just continued.
Right, playing for a team that just doesn't really give him much support at all. So.
Which is a shame. It's such a beautiful stadium, the Pirate Stadium, and it's such a great player, and they just don't do anything with that organization. So, all right, so a couple scenarios in baseball, and well, actually, let's just start off with this. You got. Who's your American League MVP? There's a good debate out there going right now. You got Cal Raleigh, the Seattle Mariners catcher, and his 60 home runs, but 248 average. And you got Aaron Judge with the Yankees, 52 home runs, 330 batting average, has been leading the league in average all year. You had mentioned off air that it's the most time someone's been intentionally walked in a season, and I was surprised that it beat Barry Bonds, who was getting intentionally walked all the time. The year he hit 73 home runs. So who's your AL MVP? You got Cal Raleigh or Aaron Judge? Because 60 home runs is for a catcher, and a switch hitting catcher no less. Beating Mickey Mantle in that category, and just joining the 60 home run case. Who the Mariner fans want? Who do you think gets it?
Yeah, I mean, you can't not look at the batting average. I mean, he's batting 350 something. He's been up there all season. He has the power. He is 52, I believe. I believe it's the most intentional walks, 36. Yeah.
So the on-base percentage?
It's American League.
Okay.
So,
all right, so Bonds probably still has the overall record.
I believe so, yeah. So he just passed Ted Williams. He had 34 in 1957. And I think he's just as important to the Yankees, right?
Absolutely.
I think if you took off, obviously Cal Raleigh is important to Seattle and what they've been able to do, but, I think if you took him off, I'd like to see how many of these home runs. He's hit a lot of home runs, and he's hit a lot of home runs in games where they were blowing people out.
Yeah.
So, not that Judge hasn't either,
right,
but
right. In the short
I'd have to lean towards, even though I don't want to. I'd have to lean towards Judge just because of the batting average and everything else. He's an on base machine. He hits for power, a lot of doubles too. So
plays a good right field as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I got Aaron Judge. I can't get past the batting average. If Raleigh was up around 280, even 280, 290, I think I would have been all over him. But I think he's at 248 last I checked. That was a couple days ago. Still 60 home runs, which is great, and he's catching a real good staff in Seattle. I think to your point, I think Seattle's still they're having a good enough year. They got the great pitching. I think Seattle will still be in first place. You take Aaron Judge off that Yankee team, then I'm not sure. Where they are. When the Sox do play, if the Sox do play the Yankees in the playoffs, we should ask Moose this if this is going to happen next week, if it's still alive or a possibility. I like Alex Cora against Aaron Boone in your managerial matchups.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Aaron Boone has been almost run out of town several times in New York, and we've joked if George Steinbrenner still owned the Yankees, Aaron Boone would have been fired and rehired twice now, at least, by the Yankees. So, all right, so we got a little bit more baseball talk. We do want to hear from you. A couple more people have texted in. We want to thank you, those people that we know that have texted in, and we've got right now 5 official nominees. When we come back, Pat and I will give you who we think and why, who gets the 10th Player Award winner. winner. And we want to, again, hear from you. 401-766-1240 here on 99.5 FM, 1240 AM, and OneSocketRadio.com.
The latest Buick and GMC models are available at Tasca Buick GMC in Woonsocket. Buick Encore, Envision, Enclave, and Envista are on the lot waiting for you to take one for a test drive. New GMC crossovers, SUVs, as well as trucks and vans are also available. Thinking of a pre-owned vehicle? Tasca Buick GMC has more than 900 in stock, many under $15,000. Visit online, TascaBuickGMC.com, or stop into 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Tasca Buick GMC, you will be satisfied. And remember, there are no tariffs on the vehicles in stock at Tasca Buick GMC.
Hi, this is attorney John Brand of the Brand Law Group. I would like to take this opportunity to wish good luck to all of the players and teams in Northern Rhode Island. And please remember, if you are injured in an auto accident or need criminal defense, please call me at 401-597-5565 or visit BrandLawGroupRI.com.
Rhode Island does not have a certification for specialization of lawyers. Your car will look showroom fresh when you bring it to Executive Auto Wash. Whether it's a quick exterior wash or a full service detail, Executive Auto Wash makes your ride sparkle inside and out. With state-of-the-art equipment, fast service, and attention to every detail, you'll drive away shining in minutes. Be sure to ask them about how you can have monthly unlimited washes. Don't settle for ordinary. Treat your car like royalty at Executive Auto Wash, Winter Street, Woonsocket. Executive Auto Wash, where a clean car is always in style.
When you're ill and need same-day care, remember North Smithfield Urgent Care and Lincoln Urgent Care for affordable and accessible care. You'll always be seen by a board-certified physician who will assess the problem and make you feel safe and reassured. Both centers can help you with a wide range of symptoms and ailments, including flu, fractures, allergies, infections, work injuries, and more. Check their websites for convenient patient and medical forms, which you may fill out before the visit. North Smithfield Urgent Care, 594 Great Road, North Smithfield, 768-3400. And Lincoln Urgent Care, 2 Wake Robin Road, Lincoln, 333-9595.
If you want your yard to be the envy of the neighborhood, then you need to contact Rosato & Sons of Westboro. They've been turning outdoor visions into reality across Massachusetts for more than 37 years. From custom patios, walkways, and outdoor kitchens to low-maintenance water features and landscape lighting. Looking for routine lawn maintenance, irrigation, or seasonal color? Rosato & Sons has you covered. They are a full-service landscaping firm doing it all in-house for unmatched quality and reliability. When you're ready to elevate your outdoor living, visit rosatoandsons.com to request your free estimate. Rosato & Sons of Westboro, where beautiful landscapes aren't an expense, they're an investment.
If you're celebrating a major event, regardless of the reason, Michael's Meats of Cumberland can elevate your next meal from ordinary to extraordinary with meats so good your guests will ask you where you got them. Tell them Michael's Meats. Michael's Meats is in the Walgreens parking lot on Mendon Road in Cumberland, just north of the Ciabro Plaza. They're open Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m., making your next meal truly special. Here's this week's specials at Michael's Meats.
And Michael's has fresh grade A whole chickens for just $1.99 a pound this week at Michael's Meats. And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. A couple more votes have come in for the 10th Player Award winner. Who do you have as your 10th Player Award winner? Give us a text. If you have our numbers, call us 401-766-1240 or email us at, go ahead, Pat.
Patrick at cheapseatsri.com.
All right, Pat. Go ahead.
Do they have grade B chicken?
No, just grade A. Just grade A.
So maybe that would be cheaper. I don't know.
It might be. Well, $1.99 is pretty cheap. So
this is true. This is true.
All right, Pat. Let's start with you. Who is your 10th Player Award winner? In full disclosure, this is my my co-hosts together. We do have the same guy, but go ahead. Who's yours?
Well, I mean, I went with Carlos Narvaez. I think, although his stats aren't stellar, I think he's handled the pitching staff phenomenally. I mean, he is a rookie. They got him for practically nothing from the Yankees,
which is nice.
and he's turned into a player. He has a lot of clutch hits this year,
including recently.
Yeah, including so. I mean, I went with him for that reason. I think he's turned into a outstanding catcher. Obviously he has some issues to work on. I'm sure people will chime in and say, well, how many interference calls does he have and all that stuff. I get it, but
7 catches interference this year.
I think he should have been in the All-Star game this year, at the All-Star break, and he'll get some votes for Rookie of the Year, I would imagine.
So, I agree on Carlos Narvaez, and I want to give one more reason why is defensively. First of all, going into the season, I thought what Connor Wong did last year was above and beyond expectations. He never produced like that at the minor league level. He finally had he had a good year last year at a major league level. I didn't think he could duplicate it, and unfortunately, kind of proven right, though he's been hitting a little bit better lately. Narvaez stepped in, earned the number 1 spot, and this is the fact I can't get past, and why he's my 10th Player Award winner. He's throwing out 32% of base stealers.
Yeah.
They've increased the rules where you can only throw over to first base, twice now. They've made the bases bigger. They've brought the stolen bases, kind of back, not to the Ricky Henderson, Tim Raines era, but stolen bases are up a lot across the board. And he's throwing out 32%, and I believe a good number is 20%. And he stabilized the pitching staff. I give Connor Wong some credit on that as well.
Sure.
But defensively, he's been fine. You can make the argument on the 7 catchers interference that's how he's being coached.
Yeah,
because they don't seem upset by it.
No.
And he has it's easy enough to move back an inch and not get called for it. He's got clutch hits. Yeah, 241. Like to see him hit it obviously a little bit better. He was more in the 270s earlier in the year. Has slumped a bit in the second half of the year, but 15 home runs, 50 RBIs. Just about 400 at bats. He'll come close to 100 hits on the year, or 27 doubles. So
leads all rookies in doubles.
Yeah, so it's the strikeouts are a little high, but I go with Carlos Narvaez. I really think he's unsung. I don't think people know who he is, and I don't think people realize just how good of a player he is. So that's why I go with Carlos Narvaez. And there's still time for you to get your votes in. We want to thank everybody that has texted, emailed, and a couple of you have called. There's still time. If you want to just call in and just say who you want to vote for and then hang up, that's fine too. 401-766-1240. So, all right. So, Pat, we got the final weekend of the season coming up. Yankees and Blue Jays tied for first with 2 games to go. The Blue Jays have the tiebreaker over the Yankees. Win once. So the Blue Jays magic number is 1. Win 1 in the final 2. And they are playing. Oh, I have it written down here.
Tampa.
Thank you.
The Yankees got Baltimore.
And the Yankees got Baltimore. So
Marty's Baltimore Orioles.
Yes, Marty Crowley. Thank you. Joined us at halftime. Can Baltimore be a AL East killer? Who do you like taking the AL East in this scenario?
I don't know. They're both guaranteed in, right? You want to win the division. Does one of them say, "Hey, we have a better shot playing against Boston," or do we have a better shot playing against whoever that Detroit or
Cleveland
or Houston, right? Yeah. I can't imagine they're going to sit people, but you never know. But I'm going to lean towards the Yankees going to end up winning the division. At least that's, I'm hoping, and Toronto ends up going. We end up going to Toronto, but
right.
I could see it. Where the tiebreaker lands, I could see them both winning both games, but.
So it's if that's the case, Yankees do have to. They're tied. If they finish tied, the Blue Jays have the tiebreaker with the Yankees. So it's actually I put down that the magic number is 1. It's actually 2. Combination of Blue Jay wins, Yankee losses, equaling 2. We'll get it for the Blue Jays. The Yankees, I guess, magic number you could say is 3 in that situation. They would have to win twice and the Blue Jays lose once for them to get in. So it still favors Toronto a bit right now. So Cleveland, Detroit tied. for the AL Central, and the magic number for Detroit and Cleveland to eliminate Houston is 1. It's Houston be the first time they don't make the playoffs in many years.
Yeah.
Like 7 or 8. Alex Bregman has made the playoffs every single year he has been in his career. So however many years he played in Houston is how many years in a row that they made the playoffs. So it's I think they're looking at 7 actually. So so who wins, Detroit or Cleveland? And this is a epic collapse. So Detroit could still sneak in.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Houston losing one of these.
Yeah.
They just haven't looked good.
Right.
The last few weeks.
Houston's at the Angels.
Yeah, they
to
get the
finish up,
Angels.
so on the road.
And, obviously Detroit's here. Cleveland is, they get Texas. So
Texas has been slumping lately,
yeah,
too.
So, I think Cleveland and Detroit get in, but who wins that Central? We're going to lean with Cleveland. They get the tiebreaker. They've been playing great baseball. So
the only thing that's going for Detroit is the Sox probably going to be benching people. And Detroit will be playing, in theory, their best players.
Yeah, they
so
get
they'll have an
Skubal
advantage.
is listed to pitch Sunday.
Yeah.
Red Sox are undecided, but today you got, I believe it's Connolly early for the Sox in Montero for Detroit. So
all right. So and then over in the National League, you got Cincinnati and the Mets are tied for the third and final wild card spot. Cincinnati holds the tiebreaker over the Mets. Always interesting there. The Mets are at the Marlins. The Marlins are just quietly about a 500 team. They're just under 500, 2 under, I believe. Cincinnati's at Milwaukee, so both playing road games. Milwaukee actually is still playing for home field throughout. So they got a 1-game lead over Philadelphia. So still playing for something there. So I'm rooting. I've always kind of liked the Reds. Kind of goes back to the Big Red Machine.
Yeah.
I've never liked the Mets. So for obvious reasons.
yeah, and I think obviously, you get New York, you get 86, but for a team to go out and spend the type of money they did and not be any better than they were the year before,
right.
You reap what you sow, and I'd like to see Cincinnati get in.
Yeah, I think it's one of those old school teams. I think it's good when Cincinnati makes the playoffs as well. It's kind of neat. I'm rooting for Cincinnati in that situation, and again, yet another collapse. So you're talking about Toronto's kind of collapsed. You had Detroit with an epic collapse. The Mets with maybe not as epic as Detroit, but a huge collapse this year. For these teams to have this type of collapse to potentially not even make the playoffs, just incredible, actually.
And another thing we haven't really mentioned in a while is, you got to give Craig Breslow a lot of credit.
Yeah, people are still really
critical of him.
Very critical on him.
I think he's just done a great job of navigating the season, the putting the right group together, making the difficult decisions to trade Rafi.
Yeah.
Did they get what they should have in return? It's still out there. I don't think
he gets a perfect grade.
Yeah.
Because of what he got in return for Devers, and I disagree with all the talking heads up in Boston. I don't think it was a money thing because they signed him to a 10-year contract and they got out from under it 8.5 years ago.
I think it was an attitude thing, and they
absolutely
wanted to move. And I'm in today's day and age, I'm glad that they were able to do that, make that decision, and bite the bullet. And you hope you get a little bit more in return. But Harrison's pitched fairly well. I think the other kid who they shut down, hopefully we'll see if he can come back next year and kind of get some control. But he has an upside with that, his fastball. Kudos. I think I'd like to give kudos to Breslow because I think
he brought in Crochet. He brought in Chapman. He brought in Bregman.
He extended a lot of these guys. So the core group of these guys is going to be together for 6 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people, they don't, look at that.
Right. Exactly. So, okay, so we're getting near the end of the show. I just wanted to give out some condolences. Someone I had actually met one time, and I think I got time for a quick funny story. Is former Paw Sox manager Buddy Bailey passed away at the age of 68 this week, and I did 2 stints at McCoy Stadium, one in the late 80s to early 90s, and then another time in the early 2000s. And in the early 2000s, I was a bartender there. Buddy Bailey was the manager there, and the bartenders would sometimes go out a place called East Ave Cafe, which has been like 5 other owners since then, and sometimes the managers, players, umpires would swing on by, and I had one conversation with Buddy Bailey, and obviously I've never forgotten it, and it's a very funny story. Michael Coleman, who nicknamed himself Primetime, was on the team. There's a funny story about Mo Vaughn throwing him into a locker when he got up to Boston, and he pronounced himself prime time, and Vaughn said, "You haven't done anything yet," and he threw him into the locker. He's like, "You rookie." But
Right.
But the Buddy Bailey story, he was talking, and he was upset with Michael Coleman with the way he was playing, with the way his attitude was, and then again the days before social media and everything. So it was just refreshing for me to hear him talk so freely about somebody he coached and didn't care for. So I said, "But coach, he's a 5-tool player." He goes, "Yeah, he sucks at all 5 tools."
Yeah.
I just, just something I never forgot. So probably my only interaction with Buddy was that night. Very funny times. Saw him a couple other times just to say hi, but never actually had a story with him. So condolences to Buddy Bailey passing at the age of 68 this past week. I had texted as well. Bill Wanless doing very well, and Bill, Vice President, Community Relations, Public Relations, up with the Woo Sox, has been on our show many times already. So I want to pass along those condolences to him as well. And one other quick baseball note I want to mention, because it is a local story. Former Hendricken baseball player Alex Clemmy of Middletown, Rhode Island, been named the Washington Nationals Minor League Player of the Year by Baseball America. An original second-round selection out of Cleveland in 2023. He was traded for Lane Thomas at the trade deadline in 2024. He finished this season in Double-A after starting the year in High A. So congratulations. Always good to see the local Rhode Island kids do well. So, all right. So, Pat, this week we're very focused on baseball. We didn't get to a lot of other notes. Patriots Hall of Fame. I put in the notes, if we have a chance to talk, should Dante Scarnecchia go into the Patriots Hall of Fame? I'd like to make a case for him in the future. Coast Guard 92, Nichols 60, set a record for Division III football, most combined points in a game. They did it by 10, and just a lot of other things to do with football as well.
I do notice there is no D in either of those schools' names, so
no, there is not.
Just E. Defense.
Defense, yes.
Defense.
92. I mean, Brendan talked about South Kingstown scoring on every drive, and they only got 44 points.
They scored on every offensive possession and a few of their defensive possessions, I'm assuming.
Right. A little bit of sad news about Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams, diagnosed with prostate cancer, will not be calling the games. And I was wrong about Monday Night Football. Yes, they do have 2 games on Monday. I assumed they were going to do the 7 and the 10, but the second game is going to be at 8:15. So I just assumed East Coast, West Coast. So I was actually kind of happy to see that. Pat, and we still didn't get to even more notes, mostly on the Patriots. So big week this week.
Yeah.
Lots going on. Wow. Pats tomorrow against the Panthers.
Yep. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on Fox tomorrow.
On Fox.
Yep.
Brady probably won't have the game now. It's
probably not. I don't think that reaches a tier 1 of the broadcasting schedule.
We don't have to worry about him stealing our players.
Yeah, exactly. We got the baseball playoffs start on Tuesday. WOON's got the Pawtucket Co-op at Lincoln next Friday as well. So big week coming up. And we want to thank you for joining us in the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. For Pat Holland, I'm Kevin Callahan. Have a great weekend, and go Sox.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant